Hi, my name is Dale Davidson. I'm with the Davidson Law Offices here in Southwest Georgia and North Florida, here trying to provide good information for you and your family. And today we're going to be talking about some caretaker tips for the holidays. We've got Thanksgiving coming up in just a few weeks, and just right after that is Christmas and then New Year's. So we hope everybody out there has a safe and prosperous Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. So, caretakers. You are a caretaker for mom and dad, and so you're on the front lines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So you're pretty stressed out throughout the year, and guess what comes along? The holidays, which provides more stress, gives you more stress on you. So how do you deal with the holiday stress in addition to dealing with your regular stress as a caretaker? Because remember, as a caretaker, 60% of all caretakers will die before the person they're taking care of dies. And why is that? Because of stress. Stress can do some really terrible things to us, especially as caregivers, because we're trying to do our best and take care of our loved ones. We're going to give you a few tips along the way here throughout this season to deal with your stress. Okay, not only the caregiver stress, but also the heightened stress of the holidays. Okay, so my number one tip is do not talk politics. Okay, just don't. You may all be a member of the same party, whatever, okay? Don't talk politics around your loved one, especially if your loved one has any kind of dementia, Alzheimer's, anything like that. So just don't talk politics. Your best bet as a caretaker is to encourage family members to talk about things, times, events that your loved one remembers. Okay? Maybe you talk about going and eating catfish at the Sardis Dam, which is in Mississippi, by the way. That's what I did with my dad. Instead of talking politics and getting everybody upset, we talk about, well, I just remember, Mama Thelma, my grandmother, taking us to the Sardis Dam, which is right outside Batesville, Mississippi, where my dad was born and grew up, and eating catfish. And man, he perked up and was really part of the conversation. So talk about things that happened, pleasant times back when, so that you can engage your loved one in the conversations so they don't feel isolated. Guess what? They're isolated enough throughout the year, not only because of this COVID, but because of the events going on in their world, in their mind, in their head. And that dementia is a really terrible disease. So try to keep them engaged in the conversation by talking about past happy events. Again, in my case, it was eating fried catfish at the Sardis Dam. Okay? Now, because we're in America and it's all about buy, okay? Don't worry about that. Jesus got three presents on his birthday. Why do you have to go out and buy a mountain of gifts, okay? So tell your family, tell your friends, look, don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff. Come by, have a cup of, hot chocolate, whatever it may be, and let's just sit down and chat. No stress, no politics, just have a conversation. And talk about things that happened in the past that your loved one will remember. Again, don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff. You're just creating stress. Now, I know a lot of people go out and this is the time to just overeat. You're stressed as a caretaker, taking care of mom and dad, their everyday activities, bathing, toileting, all of those things. But now you're stressed about having to clean your house. You're stressed about having to go out and buy ham and turkey and all the fixins. Don't stress about that. It's not worth it. Instead of eating off of fine china and having to clean up all of that, hey, paper plates work good for us, all right? And don't worry about having to have a big fancy meal. Get friends and family to bring their own macaroni and cheese or green bean casserole or stuffing, whatever it is. And you say, okay, every family member is going to be in charge of one thing or two things. And don't stress about it. And by the way, if your house isn't clean, spick and span, don't worry about that either. Guess what? Their house isn't either. And if you got an issue with that, and hope you won't, why don't y'all eat outside if the weather's nice, okay? Or go to a restaurant. So the point is, I'm trying to convey to you, don't forget the reason for the season, okay? Christmas, Jesus Christ, Thanksgiving, friends, family, just being thankful for being together, okay? That we're almost through another year. Stress is a killer. Try to make time for yourself. Try to get your batteries recharged. Have somebody come over and watch your loved one while you go get your hair cut, or go to the grocery store, go to a movie, or go to the bookstore, whatever it may be, whatever makes you happy and stress-free, that's what you need to do. Ask for help, though. Ask for help. In the meantime, please like and subscribe to our channel. We'll have some more caretaker tips over the next couple of weeks as we come into Thanksgiving and then Christmas and New Year's. And if you have any questions, please email me at dearnursinghomeguy@gmail.com, dearnursinghomeguy@gmail.com. And then just Google us and you can ask us questions there also. But in the meantime, have a blessed Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
No more whiskey, I'll have a Coke. Catching bass on an old fishing boat. One more story from Grandpa Joe. Let's get happy before